Well, the Taoiseach says sanctions agreed by him and other EU leaders won't stop what's happening in Ukraine, but will hit hard at Russia and its economy. Let's go live now to our political correspondent, Gavin Riley, who's at Leinster House for us this lunchtime. So, Gavin, Micheál Martin was speaking this morning, but he also said people need to understand that European economies are going to pay a price.
Yeah, that's right, and this is really the centre of the debate that European leaders had to have in Brussels last night. What measures can you do which do have some sort of tangible effect on the Russian economy, which may not stop what's going on in Ukraine, but it may at least act as something of a deterrent or something as a quid pro quo for what's going on? And how much of that can you tolerate when it's going to cause some sort of difficulties to Europe itself? For example, there was a brief and fleeting discussion around the idea of stopping all gas or oil imports from Russia, but that of course would never be a runner because of just how dependent Europe is on Russian oil and gas. And the Taoiseach did acknowledge that even some of the sanctions that were introduced last night and which will be signed off by foreign ministers today will have an impact on the cost of living here at home.
First of all, we have to be honest with our people. There will be a price to be paid for this. That's a consequence of President Putin's actions, not anything we're doing. We have to stand up for our values and our principles. And that means sanctions, which will impact not only on Russia, but will impact on our countries as well in the European Union. And in terms of energy, the Commission is preparing an energy paper now in terms of where we take this debate, what interventions can be made in terms of the energy market and in terms of pricing. So that is being looked at.
So the European Commission clearly then looking at some options which can be allowed for member states either to find alternative sources of energy or perhaps offering some sort of short-term permission to maybe lower some of the excises or VAT rates that might apply on energy prices. So that is something which will be obviously watched very closely. Micheál Martin was also asked about that idea of stopping all gas and oil imports, as was Ursula von der Leyen last night. And the European Commission President explained that although yes, there is a lot of dependence, Russia isn't itself dependent on European equipment to refine its crude oil, for example. So it may be the case that in time, if Russia uses up all of the equipment that it currently gets from Europe and it's not able to get similar equipment from anywhere else, that in time there will be material impact to Russia. So they're saying that it isn't going to necessarily have an overnight impact, but that over time it will have material effects on the Russian economy. Of course, what impacts that has on the quality of life here at home remains to be seen.
All right, Gavin, thank you for that.